Hello students, I am Dr. Sandeep Walia. Today we are going to discuss about product designing, particularly about the concept of product designing. After completing this module, we shall be able to understand about the concept of product, what do we mean by the product, the different characteristics of the product. We shall also be able to understand about the concept of product designing. Then we'll be able to understand about the product designing with respect to the tourism and hospitality sector. We shall also be able to understand about the different phases of tourism product development. Further, we'll also be able to understand about the present and future global trends in tourism product development. Let us now start with the module. Dear students, traditionally a product is a tangible item or an object which is made available for the use of the customers or the consumers. It is something which is presented to the customers in order to match up their requirements, their needs, their desires. It can also be said that the customer can purchase the product and later can also store it or hold it for some time at some place. The user derives its values from the product after its consumption. The consumers are aware of the outcome of the value from the product in advance and thus buy the respective product which suits to them, right from the pen to aeroplane. All these are examples of the different products. Products in the genre are retailing are usually termed as mechanized, while in the context of manufacturing they are brought from suppliers as raw material and then processed and sold to the retailers to the customers as the finished goods or the services. Apparently, no two different products or items are precisely similar, and thus each of such products demand at different strategies for their sales and marketing. Although some products do have matching characteristics with reference to their cost, their competitiveness, their brand recognition by their customers, but it invariably becomes important to club such products with similar traits into one category, one segment to cater or to create better strategies to achieve sales and marketing, targets by the respective organizations in order to enhance their product delivery. Products are broadly classified into two important categories. The first is the consumer products and the second is the industrial products. Let us now first discuss about the consumer products. My dear students, consumer products are the ones which are created solely for the personal utilization by the end customers. Marketers usually distinguish the consumer products on the basis of durability of such products, tangibility of such products, and the usage of that product which suits to them. Consumer products are further classified into four different types. The first one is the convenience products. These products are low-priced products which are frequently sought after by the customer or the consumers and are frequently brought by them. Such products are purchased without much planning and efforts and involves very less efforts in comparison and final buying. Convenience products are distributed through wide network of distribution channels across the length and the breadth, and these are made available for the end customers. Products like biscuits, chips, wheat flour, rice, tea, coffee, oil, etc. are clubbed into this category. Then the second category is the shopping products. These products, in comparison to convenience products, are highly priced and are not as frequently bought as convenience products are bought. A consumer spends more time and effort in planning to purchase of such kinds of products after due comparison and consideration of factors like cost, their value, their features, their novelty, their durability, and post-purchase services. Products like electronics items, sanitary fittings, hardware, etc. are clubbed in this group or in this category and are usually distributed with the help of selected distribution channels and outlets in the market. Then there is the third category, which we call as specialty products. These products are exclusively branded products with unique features which are highly priced, and customers are much convinced for superiority of the product and in terms of the quality and features over their competing brands in the market, and thus willingly pay higher price for such products. The frequency of purchase of such products is very less and is available only through exclusive product distribution outlets in the market. These products are also considered as a testimony of the lifestyle of the consumer. For example, luxurious cars, luxurious watches, costly watches, penthouses, and villas, etc. The fourth category is the unsought products. These products are the ones which are not much popular among the customers, and a customer gets to know about the product only when they get into the aggressive marketing zone of that product. Usually, the customer either doesn't know anything about the product or at times is aware of the product but doesn't intend to buy the product in the normal scenario. Such products have distinct price ranges and can even cost much higher as compared to the other product types. The price of such product varies from market to market or from locality to locality. For example, symmetry plots, stem cell banking, blood transfusion, etc. Then the second category of products are the industrial products. Industrial products are the ones which are brought by business organizations as raw materials to process it into finished goods or to directly use in carrying out a business process. The main difference among consumer and industrial products is on the basis of the purpose of the use of such kind of products. Such businesses or such business interactions are termed as business to business transactions. Industrial or business products are classified into the different categories which are discussed as follows. Let us take them one by one. Material and the parts. These account for the raw materials like coal, iron, ore, agricultural products, etc. Whereas the parts includes items like castings, tools, molds, and tires, etc. Second is the capital items. These items are helpful in the setup and operation of an organization and include the installation setups, fixed as well as movable office equipments and networking systems. Then the third is the supplies. Supplies include lubricants, coal, paper, pencils, and repair maintenance like paints, nails, brooms. The fourth category is the services. They include repair and maintenance services of the infrastructural equipments like AMC of computer and networking systems, fire safety services, legal and consultancy services, and many more in this category. Let us now discuss about the concept of product designing. Dear students, product designing is the process of identifying a market opportunity, clearly defining the problem, developing a proper solution for that problem, and validating the solution with the real users for that particular problem. As such, design thinking is a brilliant foundation for the product design process, since it is so focused on finding actionable and practical solutions to the problem of the end users. Let us now discuss design thinking as a problem solving process. First, you begin by understanding and scoping a clear problem. Then you focus on how you can solve this problem. One of the ways that is the best illustrated is through the Design Council's double diamond. Design Council's double diamond clearly conveys a design process to the designers and non-designers alike. The two diamonds represent a process of exploring an issue more widely or deeply, divergent thinking, and then talking or taking focused action into the convergent thinking. Discover the first diamond helps people understand rather than simply assume what the problem is. It involves speaking to and spending time with people who are affected by the issues. Then, to define, the insight gathered from the discovery phase can help you to define the challenge in a different way from the previously one. So you need to focus on that. Then to develop, the second diamond encourages people to give different answers to the clearly defined problems, seeking inspiration from elsewhere and co-designing with a range of different people. The next is delivery. Delivery involves testing out different solutions at small scale, rejecting those that will not work and improving the ones that will. This is not a linear process. Many of the organizations we support learn something more about the underlying problems, which can send them back to the beginning. So dear students, making and testing very early stage ideas can be part of the discovery. And in an ever-changing and digital world, no idea is ever finished. We are constantly getting feedback on how products and services are working and iteratively improving them. And this is a continuous process. This has to be gone on. This is such a valuable process for product designers as it is focuses on product development. From one end to the other, not just the design itself. This helps designers to define exactly what they are trying to achieve in terms of their users' needs, thereby creating something with a much greater chance of success. More than simply the look and feel of the product is considered. Let us now understand the design thinking framework. Understanding the design thinking framework, this then feeds into the product development process. Each product will look slightly different, but here's how the journal flow looks like. First, we need to define the product vision. Then we need to do the product research. Then we need to do the user analysis. Then we need to conceptualize the idea, convince the idea, that is ideation. Then design, then testing and validation of that design. And after that, post-launch activities. Let us now discuss about the design principles. The framework for innovation outlines 4 core principles for problem solvers to adopt so that they can work as effectively as possible. Put people first. Start with an understanding of the people using a service, their needs, strengths and aspirations, what they actually require. Communicate visually and inclusively. Help people gain a shared understanding of the problem and the ideas so that they have the better understanding about them. Then to collaborate and to co-create. Work together with people who get inspired with the owners and want to do. Literate, iterate and iterate. Do this to spot errors early, as early possible, and to avoid risk and build confidence in your ideas. Then there comes the product designing in tourism. Dear students, tourism, as we all know, we have understood so far as this is a phenomenon that encompasses many related services, sub-verticals under its broader ambit. Some people say tourism is business of networking. Some people say tourism is basically a service industry. Tourism services differ from the other manufacturing goods in terms of 4 main factors, and that are intangibility, heterogeneity, perishability and inseparability. First, tourism services are intangible since they cannot be inspected and sampled in advance before the actual purchase has been made. We cannot touch them, we cannot see them, we cannot taste them. Therefore, an amount of risk is involved on the part of the purchaser. For example, a tourist booking a hotel room through a travel agent may not have the knowledge about that. In one way, this helps the marketer as there is no physical distribution of the product and no storage of the product is required. However, intangible products suffer from many drawbacks as lack of actual delivery by middlemen like travel agents. which reduces their commitment towards the product. The use of reservation system to book hotel rooms and to book airline seats unnecessarily adds the cost of the product without adding any value to that, since the middleman is involved. Thus, a marketer must try to present the product in form of brochures and development video cassettes to overcome such drawbacks. But nowadays this is not possible, as we are living in the technological world. Secondly, tourism products are heterogeneous in nature. Unlike other manufacturing goods, a television set or a motorbike are the units which are seen in masses and production sharing identical characteristics. Although package tour has gone a long way in making the experience standardized in association with the airlines, hotels and the other service providers. Some aspects of the product are beyond control of any of the operator. For example, rain during the tour can spoil the experience, and a strike in the highways can obstruct the movement of the traffic, leading to spoiling of experience. These are the instances on which the operator does not have any control, or in fact anybody have any control. Third, the tourism product is highly perishable. A piece of mobile phone, if it is not sold in a shop, can be sold on the next day or the next month or maybe after the 5 months with some discount. However, an unsold hotel room for a day and a flight with an empty seat is lost forever. They cannot be stored and they cannot be sold. Tourism demand is normally more during the peak season, and in off season the room remains empty for certain conditions or because at the certain duration to increase the overall cost of the product. This is the most important aspect in tourism marketing, especially in pricing of the tourism products. Pricing strategies can help in spreading demand by offering substantial discounts during the off-season or the lean seasons to an extent. Finally, tourism services are inseparable from its seller. While buying a television set, a customer brings the product to home after a demo at the shop. The seller may not be present in the consumption of the use of the goods, whereas the guide needs to be present during the description about the product, about the monument, at a tourist enjoy the description which was given by the guide for a particular monument at a destination. The travel agent sells the product. The airline cabin crew caters to the needs of the travelers, to the needs of the passengers, and the front office executives receive guests at some of the examples of the tourism and hospitality services. For a successful orientation in the world of tourism, it is indispensable to look at the definition of the tourism product. The expression travel industry product is something that one could come across in the Hungarian language literature in the Indian 1980s already. Then the essence of the product, that is the attractions, was recognized. Tourism product was actually a supply set containing services satisfying the needs, demands, desires of the customers or the travelers. Tourism products was then seen as the primary category of the development of the tourism supply. It was considered as a set of services aiming at the full satisfaction of the needs of the tourist and based on attractions for the visit of which tourists arrive at the region. Its content was believed to be in the transport providing access to the attractions, in accommodation, catering, entertainment, health, security, banking, communication and other related services. Alan Godsev, former Eastern Europe representative of World Travel and Tourism Council, in his presentation which was held in the year 1997 in the General Assembly of the Hungarian Tourism Society, pointed out that tourism product can most accurately described by 4 A's. That is, each tourism product has 4 basic constituents: attractions, accessibility, accommodation and attitude. And the Hungarian tourism sector, due to the specific development and the commitment belatedness, has always tried to emphasize complexity about the tourism product. So, beyond Godsev's approach, it also tried to integrate into the concept as many elements as possible of tourism infrastructure and superstructure, in fact even sub-elements of the environment of tourism. For tourism products, literature on tourism marketing differentiates between a macro and micro level approach. At the micro level, the concrete services offered by tourism enterprise can be seen as a tourism product. For example, a hotel, Gellert, which is a medicinal hotel offering complex services, is a lead product of the hotel chain called Danubius. And at the macro level, the tourism product is actually a tourism destination itself and the thematic services offered to satisfy tourist needs. For example, Hiviers as a bathing destination represent Hungarian health tourism. The expression tourism product in internal literature was taken over by the Stephen Smith from the marketing approach represented by Philip Kotler, and the concept has become widely used nowadays in the global sphere of the academic research. Students, starting from the later interpretation, a tourism product is a potential set of services based on one attraction or several attractions satisfying all needs of the guest or the visitors or the tourist. In other words, a tourism product is a framework of the activities that a tourist can pursue in a given destination, from which a competitive service can be created in the ideal cases. A complex tourism product involves the total attractions, accessibility, catering and hospitality. When making the tourism product, an effort must be made for the optimal use of the opportunities of the tourism. The marketing of the product is done by the service providers, but their activity is assisted by a lot of national, regional and local level tourism marketing organizations. For example, tourism destination management. There are certain organizations who can also make a significant contribution to the development of the product as well. During the creation of most tourism products, we have to consider their local relevance, which is related to the special differentiation of the attractions, making the basis of the products. Dear students, let us now summarize the module. On the basis of the usage of products, tourism product can also be studied from two different perspectives. That is, from the perspectives of the suppliers, who are the sellers of those services or the products, and that of the consumers. That means from the perspective of the clients, tourists or the travelers. Services produced by suppliers may range from transportation, lodging, food and beverages, entertainment facilities and so on. Similarly, tourists or consumers may demand on the products based on their satisfying needs such as attraction, amenity and accessibility. Further, such needs may be categorized on the basis of tourists, participation and use of natural resources of a country. While suppliers-based categorization will be studied as part of tourism systems, this unit has focused on consumers' participation in natural resources and typology based on such participations. The second is on the basis of attraction types, which means on the basis of the attraction types, tourism products can also be classified into natural, man-made or the symbiotic products. Everybody knows that the natural tourism products are the kind of products which includes mostly the natural attractions, and these natural attractions act as a pull factor for the visitor to visit a particular destination. Natural settings such as unique landscapes, dense forest, mountain, lake, beaches, valleys have traditionally been center for attraction for the tourist worldwide since from the ages. Whereas if we want to discuss about the man-made tourism product, human beings over centuries have created facilities for comfort of living. Such creations are natural manifestations of human endeavors in the process of evolution. Such manifestations, elegant structure or facilities by creative humans become attraction for commons in the civilizations. And these types of products include not only core attractions but facilities and services those have made mark in themselves and have become attractions for the most. And with these words, I would like to sum up this module. Thank you very much, dear students.